Hi, I'm Dr. Dan, the pop culture prof. Movie cars sometimes are just props. Sometimes they're just a way to get from one place to another. But other times they get infused with their own personality and they stop being a hunk of metal and something to blow up or crash and become almost like a cast member in and of themselves. Now, if you enjoy this type of content, please hit like and subscribe as it really helps the channel grow. I'll present my list in no particular order, but as always, I will save my top pick for last. Now, this is not about the coolest cars in history. It's not about horsepower, expensive price tags. I'm avoiding superhero vehicles as well, not because they don't have personality and presence, but because they're designed to have the personality and presence. And quite honestly, when I'm watching Batman, I'm watching it for Batman. The Batmobile is great, but it doesn't really steal the show like my 7 entries do. Up first, from 1966, is the Dragula from Munster Go Home. This is really, if you ever watched the Munsters and you didn't like it or you didn't care for the fact that it was black and white, I recommend giving this movie a try. It's in full color and it's a dragster built around a coffin body with a tiny driver's seat. And of course, Herman looks ridiculous while he's driving it. I mean, it looks like something Grandpa Munster cooked up in his lab after watching too many drag races. It's the Gothic details that really sell this vehicle. The coffin body, the tombstone-style front plate, lanterns, spider details, the organ pipe exhaust. So many things going on here. It is gaudy, it is ugly, but it is just fits the Munsters so perfectly. This next entry is from 1968, and this is my family film exception just because I love the vehicle too much, and that is Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang. Who could not love an inventor by the name of Caractacus Potts? Now, I will say that this car was really over the top, but it does feel alive. It flies, it does all kinds of stuff. It just doesn't talk. He has a name, Chitty, and he has a presence, and I just think if you're going to take a vehicle and make it a character, it's one of the few things this movie got right. I mean, it is too long, it drags in spots, but there is no denying the charm of Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang itself. Sticking with a family concept, but questionable family entertainment, we have from 1983, the Wagon Queen family truckster from National Lampoon's Vacation. If any of you have not seen this movie in a while, the car gets uglier every time I watch it. This is really an iconic vehicle because it so perfectly captures everything that's wrong about the Griswolds Vacation. It is doomed from the start, as is the car. And really, the joke is funny before anyone even gets it. I love this vehicle, not because it's beautiful, but because it is so hideous and it represents the absolute awful design that cars went through during the 1980s. We certainly own some ugly cars over the years, but none as ugly as the Wagon Queen family truckster. Sticking in the 1980s with another iconic vehicle is the Bluesmobile from 1980's The Blues Brothers. This movie is amazing, and the car is only one of the reasons. Now, I will say this, I have probably watched this movie 20, 30 times in my life, and I never, ever get sick of watching that car just completely collapse at the end. It is funny. It is entertaining, but somehow the car really fits their personalities. Like its two central characters, the car itself is on a mission from God. Speaking of another car with a tremendous mission, and that is Ghostbusters from 1984, the Ecto-1. This is not just transportation. It is the Ghostbusters identity on wheels. The siren, the roof gear, the ambulance, hearse body. It's funny, weird, spooky, and not really well put together, but it really does sell exactly what the Ghostbusters are. They're people who are trying hard with very limited resources, and they end up doing a really good job at the end. And the car, of course, does keep making its appearances as the franchise has evolved. Sticking in the 1980s, which is appropriate for this one, because we are going back to the future in 1985 with the DeLorean. Now, the DeLorean already looks strange and futuristic in real life. I remember seeing them on the road and thinking, gosh, that is an odd looking car and I'd love to have one. Now, the gull wing doors, the stainless steel body, all of that stuff played really well into the show's mythology. And it stopped being a sports car and became a popular culture reference for time travel. I can't think of a DeLorean without thinking of time travel. And so this car even has such a presence, even before it was inserted into the movie. Back to the Future turned it into an iconic vehicle that transcends popular culture. Now, for those of you who really, really know me, you probably will not be surprised by my number one pick, Christine from 1983. This 1958 Plymouth Fury is such an iconic vehicle, not just in Stephen King's book or John Carpenter's adaptation, but just culturally. Even people who have not seen the movie or read the book are aware of Christine. And she doesn't really feel like a vehicle in the movie, especially in the movie. The book's a little bit different, but she feels less like a vehicle and more like a toxic relationship on wheels. The fins, the headlights, the grille. It kind of functions as a face, even though it isn't really one. The ending works here because Christine is the full nightmare version of this idea. A car that is absolutely a character, but not one that I would like to meet. That is my list of 7 movie cars that became characters without needing to talk. But what did I miss? I know that there are a bunch of movie cars out there that people love. Should the Interceptor from Mad Max be on this list? What about Herbie the Love Bug? Leave me some comments below. Which cars should have made the list and which ones should not have? Until then, please again hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.